So it's sauce day today. Hey everybody, so welcome back to my channel, and I'm Italian. If you didn't know that, then you haven't been around for the past 12 years of my life. Where have you been? I'm joking, seriously. Okay, I'm Italian. My parents were raised from my grandparents who both migrated to Australia. Whole story. Yeah, so I'm full Italian. Okay, we can get into that another time. But, so, if you don't know, my family as an Italian family, we have this thing called sauce day and sausage day. And that day we make lasagna. It's a whole couple days, but we had sauce day recently, which is basically where we gather up all the tomatoes and we create about 120 bottles of sauce between my family and my nonna. So the first step is pretty simple. We get the tomatoes, we wash the tomatoes, that's just the first step. I don't have any footage from this first step, so it's like kind of, not really. But basically what happens is we get like the bags of tomatoes and individually, one by one, like we have like boxes and boxes of tomatoes. It's a lot of tomatoes, trust me. And like we get individually, one by one, we get a tomato and we put it in the sink and we wash it to wash it because hygiene. And then after we've washed them, we like put them into, I think, an onion sack, and then that goes into the next step. But individually, one by one, and when I show you the picture of how many tomatoes we had, like, it's crazy. Tomatoes, pot, tomatoes, 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 gas, delicious sauce. And if we go through here, tomatoes, tomatoes. Tomatoes in the laundry? Yeah, we wash them in the laundry. Just filled with tomatoes all through here. I wish I got photos. I might. And then here are some other tomatoes we didn't use for some reason. I guess maybe they're too small for the bunch. Now we come on to step 2, which is boiling the tomatoes. Okay, this is a very simple step. What we do is, in the onion sacks we put them in, we put them into a big pot of boiling water. You'll see like the pictures of them in a minute. And then we get like those big pots of water and we put the onion sacks in them. We boil them off for a couple of minutes to soften them. I think we boil them for a couple of hours actually, because there's so many. And we boil them to soften them and so they're crushable. And then after that, we move on to step 3, which is a very exhausting step. Okay, so pretty basic steps so far. Not a lot of footage, not a lot of information to share, but then we get on to step 3. Step 3, okay. Step 3, we have to crush the tomatoes and then put them into a pot and then boil the tomatoes. Okay, now, this is where I get the most footage. So basically we have this machine and it's maybe that big, and we put the tomatoes into it and then we twist the handle, and basically the tomatoes go in, we twist the handle, the tomato comes out like this side, and then the rinds go out that side. I'll show you the diagram right here. So then, once you've cut, and now, this doesn't sound like a hard step. It sounds pretty simple, but reminder, we have 150 kilos worth of tomatoes. And that's crazy to me. But like, in the actual energy it takes to crush tomatoes is like crazy. So basically, once the tomatoes have been boiled, we put them into like big containers, white containers, not heat-proof, they're just plastic containers. And then using a pot, we scoop them out, put them into the machine, and then we just like grind them. Technique to grinding tomatoes. Did you know that? I did it! When you grind tomatoes, you have to hold your hand loosely so the handle can like revolve around the thing. It's so difficult to do, and you've got to put in so much arm strength.
It's a practice.
Ow! Sauce hit me.
Did you bring the other thing?
No, I'll go do it now.
The one that's not got like it's straight.
Yeah. So the sauce goes into the pot, and the skins, once you have the skins, once you've done like the whole pot full, you continue to do it until you've emptied the whole bucket, and then you get the skins, all of the skins, and you pour them into the machine, and you do it, I think we roughly do it 4 times on average, but then sometimes we would do it like 3 times, and another time we would do it like 6, like, yeah. And you do it, and we don't want tomato seeds in there, so like we don't do it a lot. I mean, there's probably some people who like do it like 7 times. And in the end, you get like, you've had 150 kilos worth of tomatoes, and you probably get a bucket, and you've got like that much rind. Like that much. That's crazy. It's crazy to me. So like the idea, you want as much juice out of the tomato as possible. So then once you've done all that, we have a square wooden spoon now. Sauce day is in full motion. Square wooden spoon.
Yeah, that's the one.
Ha, I know my cooking utensils. So what happens here is we've boiled off tomatoes, we've cleaned them, and we've cleaned them, we boil them, we put them in the containers, and then we put them into here, and then we grind them, and then as we grind them, the sauce comes through here, and the rinds go out that way, and then we put the skins, and then we put the skins back into there, and we put the skins through 3 times to get 4 times to get.
I've done it 3 last time. Too many seeds coming through.
3 times to get all the delicious sauce.
3 or 4.
And then we get a
That's
huge
one.
container of sauce, and this will last us a year. Yes.
Still has to be bottled and capped.
Yes. I am the pro at capping.
Boiled and bottled.
And as you can see, it's very
questa è la salsa per la pasta asciutta.
Yes.
Il ragù.
Yes.
E comment può il ragù? Che si companisce può il ragù, vedi?
This is very hot.
Può il ragù che si companisce. Per fare un ragù che companisce a mentire con la salsa.
So much tomatoes.
Non il ragù.
Yes. See, for
It's
us,
we
we use an actual pot to scoop the tomatoes in. Not even a spoon, it's a pot. That's how much sauce we make. This is very nice.
Any more?
No, that's it. 3 times.
And we're going to just... Oh, there's so much sauce going everywhere. This smells delicious when you cook
Allora,
it.
per fare un ragù, ti serve.
Okay, so step 4 is probably the most dangerous one. So step 4, we have to get the boiling pot of tomato sauce, and like we get like pots again, and we scoop it out of the big like this big pot, and we scoop it out of the pot this big, and we scoop the tomato sauce out, and we pour them using a funnel. We pour them into different sized bottles, and then we hand those bottles off to the next person along the line. So if I was here, there would be another person right here. And that person takes the bottle and they go and they cap them.
Yeah, what are you? No, che da prima. Alright. Che da quando
Solo una cucciara ogni tanto che si stira, perché sennò tutto heavy se stava sotto.
I know, I tried to not girare Gabriella, but
Still one more pot to go.
Adele, you know what's the old book up this one before?
What?
Take the cap. Have gone the deli shop, you know, continental shop. Ask if they got the Coca-Cola tops.
Yeah.
The old one, they throw away. Someone give someone not. And then they put on top of the bottle, like we do now. We got a stem, this one here.
Yeah.
We got a wood handle. And they put the cap on the top of the the bottle, like this, like that. And after, take this one here, put on the top.
You just
And
go
with the hammer,
bang.
bang.
Okay, so I do have clips of me talking about what's going on here, but I decided I might as well just do a quick voiceover because, you know, I can. So basically what you're seeing here is just basic footage of the cleanup process, which involves soaking pots in giant buckets of water. Disgusting. Tomato water, yes, I know. And after we've done that, if you'll see in a minute, we'll have a bottle of Ajax powder. That powder is just a detergent powder, and what we use it, like seen here by my dad, we use it to scrub off everything. I do actually talk about this, but the way he's scrubbing the pot, he has to scrub off any black parts or burnt parts off the pot. And then here's just footage of me talking about the sauce pots and how many we made. We ended up making 126, if you're wondering, and they were still warm as like I touched them and brought them downstairs and stuff. Go inside, we can see we're setting the table and stuff like that. And then clean up. And then just here's some footage of us having lunch. Yeah, okay, hope you guys enjoyed that. And my mum, she's not a fussy person. She was fine. Just get the tomato sauce out, get all bacteria out of it, leave the black on the pot. My nonna, I bet if we didn't like clean up to her standards, we would have had lunch an hour earlier. Not even kidding. Stay. Comment down below your family traditions or what your family does. Like my family does sausage day, sauce day. Maybe your family has like what does your family do? Like, tell me about yourself. And if your family does do sauce day, comment that down below too. And if you did like this video and liked learning about my family, then choose which button to click. I don't just go ahead, choose which one. Beep. Yep, I knew you were going to click that. So, like, let's be honest. Okay, subscribe to see more original content. Next week or this Sunday, I will be, depending on when I upload this actually, I will be cleaning my art desk. So you guys will probably enjoy that. Yeah. Bye.